Hello! In this video, I'll show you the Dungeons and Dragons miniatures game, Revisited Edition. In the first part, we will see how to use the warband builder tool, useful to construct warbands, while in the second part, we will see a game played and explained. Let's start the warband building together. We will build the first warband, and the main character of this warband, the main piece, the strongest miniature, will be Jarlax, the famous drow mercenary of the D&D lore. And to find him, we will exploit the feature of the warband builder software. So we will start to set the faction to Underdark, because Jarlax belongs to the Underdark faction, and this an Underdark miniature, it is recognizable because it has a violet circle. Then we set the figure count to 5 because we will use a simplified game format limited to 5 creatures, and the warband cost is okay, so it's set to 200 point limit. And yes, we find Jarlax by typing, here it is, Jarlax Baenre. Jarlax Baenre has now joined the warband. Let's describe its statistics. And yes, it is a 102 point miniature, so it is strong, very strong, because on its own it is already worth more than half the warband total point limits, so the warband power, we can say. And yes, the main statistics are, of course, the attacks, being a game of attacking essentially, and moving, and the right positioning, and a lot of other things, but basically it is a skirmish game. So the basic attack is a rapier here, and this is the attack description, but it is a basic attack because it has a circle between this sword, and it also has a dimensional dagger, a ranged attack. Both of these attacks are unlimited. While we are going to see that on the power section, some powers have limited uses. Here, riposte can be used only 3 times under specific conditions, which are when this creature, when an enemy declares a melee attack versus this creature, Jarlax can do an attack against it. And also an important feature of Jarlax, an important power, is Conceal 6. That reflects the stealth characteristic of the Drow race. And in game terms, it means that when Jarlax is hit by an enemy, the opponent must succeed on another dice roll and do a roll or 6 or more to confirm the hit. Then sneak attack, it is a bonus to attacks under specific conditions, and that are specified here when the target grants combat advantage to Jarlax. That means that Jarlax basically flanks the opponent, or it is invisible and can surprise him, we can say. And then another important thing to note is that Jarlax is a champion rating 3. Being a champion, not all, of course, not creatures or all the miniatures are champion. Champion gives in general an advantage to a warband. Including a champion is a good thing, because an higher champion rating grants a bonus die when rolling for initiative at the start of each round, and also gives the possibility to use the champion powers. Jarlax has a couple of strong ones. For example, he can become invisible or make an ally invisible for the duration of an activation, and also can make an attack against one of his allies miss if these allies are Drow. And so it is a strong feature and a strong miniature. Now we will look for some allies. So we will filter Drows, creatures, and add the Drow Wizard somewhere here. Yes, the Drow Wizard. It is not as strong as Jarlax, of course, because it is worth only 29 victory points when destroyed. Because I haven't said that, but you win a game when you destroy a total value of opponent creatures of 200, or the other way to score victory points is staying on a specific victory areas of the map at the end of the round. Now, going back to the description of the card, the Drow Wizard also has a couple of strong ranged attacks that impose conditions. You can see here, apart from the damage, tangle damage, it can bestow blinded condition and weakened condition. Conditions are things that don't deal damage, but hinder the opponent somehow. They are the buff, we can say. And now we look also for the Drow Blade Master, which is another interesting miniature, because it is not very strong in terms of damage, but can buff allies. In fact, it has an aura, Lot's Wrath, +5 damage within 2 squares to draw inspire allies, and also by spending a champion power it can give +5 poison damage against blooded enemies only. Blooded enemies are enemies whose HPs are half the maximum. And it is worth to say that those bonuses, +5 damage or +5 poison damage, stacks each other if the given condition for each one are satisfied. And so let's add the fourth creature, which is another Underdark creature, this time a very famous one, the nameless one, but it is not a draw, so here it is, nameless one. The nameless one has the ability to rebirth each time it is destroyed on the victory area at the start of the round of the following round. It is also a unique creature, like Jarlax. Not every creature is unique, of course, and being unique gives some advantage because among other things allows you to carry, allows the creature to carry 2 items instead of the regular one. We will see how items work later. And yes, we will add the fifth and the last creature. It will be the Darkling Dagger, a filler, only 9 victory points worth, but it has Death Flash, that is quite strong effect, a debuff to creatures which are adjacent when he dies. Okay, so as I just said, the fifth was the last possible unique creature unit to be added, because there is a cap limit of 5 in this game format, that is which is 200-point arena. We have some room here. You can see points remaining 9, so some items, it is good to add some items. The first one I've selected, I've filtered with valid items only. An item to be valid in this case has to be carryable to at least one of the included miniatures. So the Heinz's Bag of Tricks is possible to be added because level 4 or more Borderlands stealth is a condition that is met by the nameless one, and is a strong object because it gives you use of invisibility, 1 of slide, and 1 of snake's swiftness, that we will see how they work eventually during the explanation of the game, during the game itself. And finally, the compress spell is a metamagic stuff. It gives some cutting edge power to the Drow wizard. So that's all for the first warband. Now let's build the second warband, and first of all we set the figure count to 5, that is now written here, figure remaining 5, and start adding. So the main pies will be the warden of the wood, and in particular will we filter to wild faction. Here the warden of the wood is of the wild faction. All the wild creature have this green circle. Right click, the warden of the wood is added, and she is a commander 2. Basically she has poor defenses, not high speed, not so much HPs, but she has quite strong ranged attacks. One of them is an area attack within line of sight, so it is a very strong ranged attack that can hit multiple creatures within the radius of 2, so 2 square, so a 4x4 area. And also she has some useful powers like sudden growth, for example, that as minor action she can summon 3 contiguous squares within line of sight forest, so 3 squares become forest terrain and basically block line of sight. And it is important to note that it requires a minor action to use this power, so in the economy of an activation, during a given creature activation, the creature can do an attack action, a move action, and a minor action. This is the maximum number of things you can do on an activation, so 3 things. And there is also the rule says that you can swap a stronger action which a lesser action, so you can do also 2 move actions and a minor action, or 3 minor actions. And to go back to the card description, the Warden of the Wood has also a strong champion power that can add 20 more damage to an ally attack, a beast or plant allies attack, and so she will be the core of this warband. Now we will add a rock, which is a strong creature worth 75 points, a lot of HPs, 100, and also apart from the main basic melee attack, a close attack, Call of the Raptor, usable as minor action, a blast 5 attack, so it can hit a lot of creatures, of opponent creatures, and it is usable as minor, so the rock can move straight forward, can move ahead 2 times, and then also use this. We will add also the Warbound Impaler, which is quite a tank because apart from the not bad um, defenses, also here the aura of thorns. It is an aura that basically um, impose 10 damage to adjacent adjacent creatures, to all adjacent creatures enemy that activate. Also, we will add a another champion, another support unit called Snake Cultist. Snake Cultist is an evergreen because apart from being green, it can use a couple of very strong special powers that are Snake's Swiftness, an immediate attack for one of our allies, and also a champion power that immediately gives plus 10 poison damage to an ally's attack. And both can be used in combination because and stack, so it is quite strong. The last one, let me think. Yes, the elf, wild elf war singer. It is a filler because it helps us to reach the maximum point cap 199. So we reached 200, we can say, and the wild elf war singer gives a good bonus war song when allies charge. And so that's all. That's all. In the next part of the video, we will start the game, and we will we will see the basic mechanics and how a real game works.
Hello guys, in this video I will try to explain how a Dungeons and Dragons miniature skirmish game works. I apologize at the beginning for my bad English, but I'll try to do my best because I love this game so much. And yes, for this demo, uh, we will have a 200 points arena game, which means that both warbands uh, have already been constructed with a 200 point limit, and arena means that uh, in each warband can be placed at maximum 5 miniatures, and the game can be played only on half maps. And yes, typically a game takes place as follows. The player reveal each other their warband. They show their miniatures. They allowed the other player to take a look to the statistics on the cards of each miniature, and after that there is the map choice. The map choice depends on the warband, of course. Jarlaxle prefers this map because it is quite closed there is not so much open space. He can get immediately quite easily. On the contrary, the Warden of the Wood would prefer Crossroad because it is more open and she can exploit her strong ranged attacks. But for this match, we will assume that Jarlax won his role for the map because Monster Lair is a more traditional Dungeons and Dragons setting. We can say so, and it will work fine. So, um, because Relax won the the map, the Warden of the Wood can decide to set up first. So on she chooses to set up here, and so Warden of the Wood player places all his miniature on the victory area, on the start area, sorry. But he cannot place all of them exactly on the start area limit because of the huge creature that doesn't fit. But rules say that one should place uh, the miniatures as much close as possible, and then the rest as much closer as possible, but in a legal position. So this is the best option, I think. So it is time to Jarlax for Jarlax to be deployed with his allies, and at that point, a roll for initiative must be made to see to start the game. So let's roll. Jarlax has a champion rating of 3, that is higher than the Warden of the Wood 1, that is 2. So he rolls twice dice and takes the best result. 3 and 10. The Warden of the Wood is 6, so Jarlax wins the initiative. And let's see. Because the order of activation works as follows. The player that activate first can move only one creature. After that, after this special exception, both players alternate moving 2 creatures each in sequence. So if Jarlax starts, he moves 1, then 2 activation for the opponent, then 2 other activation for Jarlax warband, 2 other for the opponent that comes at 4, 2 for Jarlax, and the last activation would be for the Warden of the Wood warband. So it is better to let the opponent start. In this way, Jarlaxy Warband can do the last move for the round, and this is a big advantage usually. So the Warden of the Wood Warband starts by moving a not so much important piece first, So while the elf warsinger moves speed 7, he does a double move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Comes up to here. Then to activation for this side. Um, some attention must be paid when moving, because there is a sort of line of sight that can be traced between the two far sides of the map. So ranged attack could somehow be made, and so the darkling dagger moves 6. Also, this will be a double move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'll turn the miniature um, after being activated toward his own start area to remember that he already activated. Then the second activation will be the nameless one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Let me check for better option, but no. 7, 6, 5, 4, 5. Okay, it stays there. Um, Now to activation for the others warband. The warbound impaler is quite a tank and can afford coming directly toward the enemy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A double move. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hmm. Let me explain. A creature can pass over or through one of his allies without problems, and also he could move this way directly on a forest square without pace additional um, point of movement, because because of its power. Forest walk ignores the extra cost for entering forest terrain, and at the same time this move um, is conceived to make the darkling dagger stay on the warbound impaler um, aura aura of thorns that will damage eventually him later. Uh, Now it is Jarlax's turn. Jarlax will, yes, we will he will go for damage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and charge. He rolls with plus 21, versus armor class, +1 for the charge. So 10 plus 21, 31 plus 1, 32 is enough to hit. So 20 normal point and 5 point of damage. No damage resistance. So 25 point of damage to the warband impaler. Okay. And now another activation will be the draw blade master. Yes, double move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then a bit risky, but okay. Now 2 activation for the other warband. Let's see what the griffon can do. The rock, sorry. First of all, the rock must shrink in order to get through this corridor. Because he is a huge creature, and there is here only 2 square of space. So he squeezes, he get -2 to speed and -5 to attack for the for the for the duration of this move. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and again he will try to charge. He's already it is still squeezed, so it counts as a 2 for 2 square. It can stay squeezed here, and so let's see. If the charge has is successful. Let's roll. 9 minus 5, 4 plus 18, 22 plus 1 for the charge 23 is not enough, unfortunately. But he can do a minor action still, because he have just made a movement action and an attack action, and he can do also a minor action. And as a minor action, the rock uses his Call of the Raptor plus 16 versus Fortitude to try to make Relax dazed. It is a con. It is a con 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can get those 3. So first of all against Jarlax, 15, 15 plus 16 is 31 minus 5, 27, 26. But Jarlax has 27 on Fortitude. So it is a miss. Against the draw, 9 plus 16, 24 minus 4, 2 plus 20 against 17. Okay, it's a hit. So the draw grandmaster is now dazed for 1 round. And it wants, it will have to decide if moving or attacking the next round. He will not be able to do both things. And for the nameless one, against the nameless one, I think it's a miss. 19 minus 4 minus 5 is 14. No, nothing but bronze. And but there is the possibility to do another activation. The Warden of the Wood, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 can come up to here. She can check the line of sight, but the problem is that there are those trees, forest square that blocks line of sight, so she can't, for example, throw her fire strike here. She moves again, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From here, she probably can see Jarlaxle, but can't see all of his corners. So Jarlaxle has a +2 bonus to armor class for the cover. Anyway, the Warden of the Wood attacks with Seed Lightning +16 against reflexes. 16 plus 18, 34, minus 2, 32 is enough. So Jarlax would be hit, but we have first to check for concealment, because Jarlax has conceal 6. So a roll of 10 or more is sufficient to confirm this attack. 7 is more than 6, so yes, it is a hit. And definitely 15 lightning damage. And that's all. For now. Now there is the draw wizard. The draw wizard moves. Yes, draw wizard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 comes up to here. It is a good position, probably. Yes, he will use his snowball swarm on this square, trying, and so in so doing, he can strike at the warband impeller, the rock, and the warden at the same time. Let's see. Against the rock, 10, 10 plus 14 is 24 against reflexes, but the rock has 27 on reflexes, so it's a miss. Against the warband impaler, it is a hit. So 10 cold damage and slowed and blinded. A strong debuff indeed. And against the warden, oh, a critical hit. A critical hit, so double damage on the warden. 20 cold damage. And blinded and slowed. Okay. Okay. Then now the snake cultist double moves. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And no no creature is on the proper victory area to score victory points because the Darkling Dagger is on victory area E, which is the victory area of the of the Warden of the Wood warband, not so 0 victory point scored at the end of this round. Uh, Another round starts. So let's prepare the things. The Drawblade Master declares his champion power. Use at the start of a round. Drow and Spider allies have +5 poison damage against blooded enemies until end of the round. And and so uh, Jarlax rolls for initiative. 13 plus 4 and 4, so 13 is the higher roll, and the Warden of the Wood 15, so the Warden of the Wood uh, Warden of the Wood 1, and for sure she will she can't use unfortunately her strong ranged attack because she is blinded and cannot use ranged attacks. So probably the best thing to do is to the rock shift a square, then moves. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 can come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to here, or better get flying and charging this one, the nameless one. Shift and charge. Shift to avoid getting mm, mm, giving attack opportunities from Jarlax, and charge the nameless one. 20, no, 26, 27 against armor class. It is a hit. So uh, they are they are 20 damage, and if the target is smaller than this creature, push target up to 3 squares, then the target takes 5 damage for each square pushed. So 1, 2, 3 square pushed, so 15 more damage. In total 35 point of damage. Because 35 point of damage um, are sufficient to make the nameless one blooded, reach the blooded condition that triggers when a creature has half or less hit point left. So the condition for the Warden of the Wood champion power is now satisfied, and says use when an enemy first becomes blooded by a beast or plant allies attack. That enemy takes 20 damage. So 35 damage already taken, plus 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 20 are 55. But also the snake cultist champion power applies. Use when any creature hits with an attack plus 10 points of damage. So it sums up using both of the rock's alliances. The total damage is 65, and the nameless one is dead. It's removed from the battle map, and the Warden of the Wood player receives 29 victory points, because the nameless one costs 29 points, plus 6 because the nameless one also carries an item, Heinz's Bag of Tricks. So 29 plus 6, 35 victory point. But it is not over here, it is not over yet, because the rock, after shifting as move action and charging as an attack action, can do a minor action. And he from there he can do his Call of the Raptor cone attack, but yes, he does so, tries to hit these two, but I remember from my memories the contemplate, so it is an area like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, long and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 long, but the effect takes also is ally. Yeah, it is ally the warband impeller. So, and then let's roll against Jarlax. 5 is not enough. Against the Darkling Dagger, 12 plus 16, okay, it is a hit. So 10 damage and dazed. And against the Warbound Impaler, 16 plus 9 is 25, it is enough, so the Warbound Impaler is dazed and takes 10 damage also. Okay. Now Jarlax will try to do a lot of damage. He becomes invisible using his champion power used at the start of any turn. The creature activating is invisible until the end of turn. Uh, he also shifts there and can do 2 ranged attacks. First roll, it is a hit because plus 12 plus 19 plus 2 for because of having combat advantage being invisible. It is 8. So 10 damage plus plus 10 damage from the sneak attack being invisible. So 20 damage with the first attack. And let us see. 6 plus 19, 25, plus 2 for the invisibility, other 20 damage, 40 damage in total. So 40 plus 25, 65, plus 20. Warband Impaler dies, but the Warband Impaler dies, but Jarlax took 10 damage for the Aura of Thorns of the Warbound Impaler. So, Jarlax 10 damage. The Warbound is dead, so 52 points just scored by Jarlax player. The wizard will attack again the Warden of the Wood using his magic item power Metamagic Focus. No, because he no longer has an area attack available, so he cannot do this. But using a simple ranged attack called Withering Ray, a single target attack, ranged attack, plus 14 against fortitude. 14 plus 8, 22 is enough. The warden is hit for 5 necrotic damage and weakened. And then comes there to stay safe. 2 activation for the Warden of the Wood player. The War Singer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, yes, he can get up to there and attack the Darkling Dagger. Yes. Plus 8 against armor class. But Jarlax uses no, cannot use. So it is a normal attack. 7 plus 6 plus 8, 15 against armor class is not enough. One, two. The snake cultist comes here, and the Darkling Dagger attacks the War Singer. Okay, 23 against armor class is enough, 5 damage. And the Drowblade Master simply 1, 2, 3, 4, and charge the Warden. It is a hit, so 10 more damage to the Warden. Also, this round ends. The Nameless One is reborn on his victory area, or his start area. It is its famous power. Let's roll for initiative. This is the initiative of Jarlax. A second roll. 12. For the Warden of the Wood that had activated on the previous round, but activates and stays where she is. Only shift there. And so let's roll. She rolls higher, and so she just won initiative. She uses definitely her. She recovered for all. She already recovered for all the status she received for the previous round. Now she sees well everywhere and uses her pillar of fire power, mm, throwing it here. Uh, she gets also her ally, but it is a very convenient move nevertheless. So, first attack against Charlax. 18 is enough. So Charlax takes 25 points of fire damage. Against the mm, against the against the Blade Master, it is a hit. Also, the Blade Master gets 25 damage. Against her ally, the Warsinger, it is a hit, and the Warsinger, but the Warsinger, yes, the Warsinger dies unfortunately. So it is worth nine victory points for Jarlax's warband, Jarlax's player. And the last attack against the Darkling Dagger that gets a +2 bonus on reflex defenses because it is inside the wood. 16 is enough for 25 damage to the Darkling. That are enough to kill him. So the Darkling dies, and 9 victory point for the yes 9 victory point for the Warden of the Wood side. And after that, she moves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She runs away, and let us see what. And also, as minor action, the Warden of the Wood tries to defend herself better, casting her sudden growth. So up to 3 contiguous square within line of sight become forest terrain. She casts this power as minor action, and this will take place on these three squares. In so doing, she is quite at sure, because I explain, of course. It is now the Jarlax's turn. Jarlax can move up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And from here, he have no line of sight with on the Warden of the Wood. So there is zero chance that he can reach her and damage her. And so Jarlax becomes invisible. 1, 2, 3, 4, and charges the griffin from the back. The griffin, yes. Let's see. 12 plus 21 is enough to hit. So 25 plus 10 because of the sneak attack being invisible are 35 damage to the rock. And the nameless one comes up to here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He uses his snake swiftness power given by its carried item to make Jarlax's attack again, but one, it is a critical miss, so nope. At this point, the snake cultist can finally at last do something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he uses snake swiftness with his to aid his ally, and so in so doing he grants an immediate attack to the rock that tries to hit Jarlaxle. 5 is not enough. It's not enough. But the rock can attack. First of all, the rock uses his Call of the Raptor power. It is his last use available. 16 plus 16 is 32 on Fortitude, okay. So 10 damage and dazed. Apart from the damage, the dazed status, the dazed condition imposes a -2 armor class on Jarlaxle, or vice versa, +2 bonus on for the rock when he attacks. And now he makes his Talon attack. Okay. Oh wow. 18 plus 11, 29. +2 for the combat advantage bonus, so it is a hit. Being a hit, it is not yet a hit. We have to check for the conceal. Let's see. Okay, 15 is more than 6, but again the Drawblade Master can stop the action for a moment, because use after an opponent succeeds on a conceal roll. Opponent must reroll. Let's see. 5 is less than 6, so at the end the rock doesn't hit Jarlaxle. And okay, all the 3 remaining figures of the Warden of the Wood, the warband, have activated. The Drawblade Master will now charge there. 1 is an automatic miss. The draw wizard use his special power consumption, replaces move action. His creature takes 5 necrotic damage and recharges the withering ray. Yes. So 5 damage for the draw wizard. But he can now use his debuffing attack on the rock. 17 plus 14 is enough, so the rock is will be weakened on the next round. So it will eventually do only half the damage. Let's roll for initiative again. Jarlax, 14, 18 for the Warden of the Wood, 2, so Jarlax wins initiative. He becomes invisible and activate without hesitation. Against the rock, an attack. Critical attack. Critical attack, so it is a lot of damage here. 20 plus 5 point of damage, doubled, so 50 damage, plus 10 from the sneak attack, plus 5 for the Drawblade Master Aura, so 15, 60, 50, 60, 65, and it is enough to kill on the spot the rock, and receiving 75 victory points. 75, 52, 52, 9. Okay. I just checked, but Jarlax player haven't yet reached 200 victory points score goal. So the battle continues. But the Warden of the Wood finds herself in bad condition, of course. Let's see what can she do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From there she can't see anybody. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, and use, yes. She throws a seed lightning against the Drawblade Master, but Jarlax uses his champion power, his third and last champion power, to make her attack a miss, an automatic miss. The snake cultist, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, comes on his victory area. to try to score at least some victory point at the end of the round. But it is now the Drawblade Master comes. Could try to attack the Warden. So 1, 2, and charge. 13 plus 12, 25. It is enough to hit. So 10 damage for the Warden. And again, the nameless 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the charge. It is a hit. The Warden dies. So other 46 victory points. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The wizard charges. Incredible. The wizard charges the snake cultist with his trying to hit with his staff, but it is a miss because let's see, 12 plus 3, 15 plus 1 for the charge, 16 against armor class 21. Oh, it is a miss. So the snake cultist scores 10 victory points for being on the right victory area. And another round, for sure the last round starts. But there is nothing that he can do for keeping himself alive. Let's see. Jarlax rolls initiative 20. He automatically wins initiative because he has champion rating 3. The cult is only champion rating 2. So the higher champion power would win. Also, even if the snake cultist rolls 20 on his initiative roll. So Jarlax comes up to there, attacks, hits, 25 damage. The cultist tries in a desperate way to attack the wizard. It is a miss. The nameless one shoots a fireball here. No, because comes here and attack. It is a hit. 15 damage plus 5 damage for the sneak attack, and the snake cultist dies. And Jarlax Warband wins this match, and the game has now ended. I hope you enjoyed this video, and most of all, you uh, had the opportunity to understand how a Dungeons and Dragons miniature skirmish games works, and this is only some test of all the mechanics, the depth of the gameplay, and keep in mind that there are now uh, almost 2,000 different miniatures, 2,000 different pieces um, to construct a warband, to construct a lot of different warbands. The gameplay is very interesting, and new sets come out quite frequently on DDM Guild website that I invite you strongly to visit if you enjoyed this game. So bye bye. Thank you for listening and watching, and good game.